With the decay of communism came great political turbulence in the Soviet Union. Evidence gathered from the KGB files indicates that as conditions worsened, rival factions within the government began to unleash the most frightening psychic weapons of all. Join us as ParanormalTV offers the truth-be-told story of Soviet psychotronics. The Berlin Wall, a barrier that insulated the Soviet Union from the rest of the world. Ultra-secret facilities contained behind that wall were developing weapons of incredible power. The infamous Moscow signal was a microwave energy directed at unsuspecting employees inside the U.S. Embassy. Even Richard Nixon, during an official visit to the Soviet Union, was a target of this program. All the details regarding this operation have yet to be uncovered. Nino Kulagina, directed by her KGB handlers, was able to use the power of her mind to control the heartbeat of a frog. And the KGB, in turn, found ways to turn such power against unsuspecting human targets. At first glance, these objects looked harmless, like children's toys. But we now know that the KGB invested millions of rubles in their testing and development.
The discovery of the energy associated with psychic phenomenon will be as important, if not more important, than the discovery of atomic energy.
1963 was an important year in the Soviet paranormal research because this was the year when the man with no face, Professor Grigory Goncharov, began his secret research in one of the KGB laboratories, research for the psychotronics weapons.
Just as a common battery stores electricity, these psychotronic generators absorb positive or negative psychic energy.
Various psychotronic devices have different effects, and if it was programmed to cause illness, you would start to feel kind of depressed and want to cry for no reason, and you feel anxious. And in some cases, it can even bring on heart attacks, and that's kind of a reaction if it's a very, very strong type.
A psychotronic generator can influence a whole crowd of people. It can affect a person's psyche, memory, or attention span.
General Kalugin was one of the best sources of the information about secret KGB programs, and they hated him with passion. They do it even up to this day. They try to smear his name. And when I say they, I mean former KGB officers. General Kalugin has done much for the Russian democracy, and because of him, people in the West found out about secret paranormal programs of the KGB to an extent that they never had before.
Obviously, the Soviet security services could not stay indifferent to those efforts to produce a new, deadly or whatever mysterious weapon. So they tried to explore the mysteries of human power of other people and simulate a generator of the same nature, which produced a similar effect. But as far as I know, the military did produce something of that nature, and according to my knowledge, it was very successful.
Declassified KGB documents indicate the construction and testing of larger, more powerful psychotronic generators.
The KGB and the Soviet government were very much interested in telepathy because it would allow them control over population. Professor Goncharov, the man with no face, revealed back in 1996. Then 10 years before, in 1986, the Soviets were ready to launch a satellite. Within 5 years, a satellite would have on board a psychotronic weapon that would be able to emanate radiation to control a population in the area of 20,000 square kilometers. The US government was afraid of Sputnik, not only because the Russians beat them to the space race, but because of ways how the Soviets would use such a satellite, and Americans could easily see Soviets taking such weapons into orbit